Hi guys. First of all, thank you to Digital Hashtag team for providing me with this very interesting platform for cross learning and sharing of ideas. Uh, when Prabhat reached out to me and he asked me what is it that I would like to talk on. So one thing that I'm really passionate about and one thing that comes very close to my heart is franchising, and the entire business of Uclean is based on franchising. So before getting into what franchising is all about and how franchising can be leveraged as a tool for growth and expansion for your startup, I would very briefly like to dwell upon Uclean, which is the brand that I, along with my very passionate team, have been building for the last 2.5 years. So Uclean today is India's largest laundry chain. We started this journey about 2.5 years back, and ever since then we have been focusing on creating brick and mortar format stores. So the idea of Uclean was born about 3 years back, when I realized the potential for laundry in India. And the Uclean journey started about 3 years back, when I did a lot of calculations and realized that laundry is one industry where there is a huge opportunity, where there is a lot of need gap, and somebody really needs to come and create a brand that can organize a sector that is heavily unorganized. So for those of you who are already initiated into the sector, laundry as an industry is about 97% unorganized and is largely controlled by the 2 crore dhobis in India that live between all the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities of India. The biggest challenge with the dhobi culture, if you look at it, is lack of transparency. So आज भी जहाँ पर धोबी लोग काम कर रहे हैं, you would see that typically the dhobi would come to your place. He would collect the clothes from your place. He would then take it and he would then get it washed or cleaned and then deliver it back to you. The challenge there is that between the time that the dhobi picks up clothes from your place and then he delivers it back, in the interim, what has happened to your clothes is not something that you're privy to. So whether he's taking the clothes and washing them in a river, or he's washing them in a nala, or he's washing them in his washroom, these are things that you have zero visibility into. Apart from that, another big challenge is that you don't have visibility into the kind of chemicals and cleaning solutions that he's using, or the kind of process or the way that your clothes are being handled, that is also not transparent. So that's when I realized that this is a very big challenge, and we need to create a business that would actually offer customer transparency. And the only way to do it was to set up physical stores, have machines installed inside the store, and encourage people to come down to the store and see the entire process for themselves. With this idea, we started our first store in an area called Vasant Kunj in New Delhi in January 2017. We launched a second store simultaneously in Gurgaon. For the first 4 months, we focused on streamlining operations, creating systems, building processes, and we made a lot of mistakes. We also ended up burning a very expensive machine in one of our stores, but we decided we need to keep moving on. So for the first 4 months, the focus was on creating systems which could make the business replicable. What we also realized is that in that sense, laundry is a easily replicable business because it's more like an assembly line setup. So you have the machines, you have the chemicals and cleaning solutions, you train the team, and then the team can run the business on their own. So after 4 months, we were reasonably confident that this is one model that we can quickly replicate. This is one model that can be duplicated and expanded very quickly. Then the next question for us was to how do we quickly expand this business? If we went ahead and set up stores on our own, then it would have become capitally and operationally very intensive. Every store requires an investment of about 20 lakh rupees. On top of that, every store needs a team of 3-4 people. So it was very clear that if we work on creating one store after another, we would have to keep spending money. We would have to keep building team. So it would become a capital as well as an operational intensive business. The second alternative was to franchise out this business. Why we were tempted towards franchising is because the model in itself is very franchisable. So unlike food, where you actually need to make sure that the chef that you're hiring for every franchisee is trained enough, he can understand the recipe, he can understand the ratios. This business does not require that. All it needs is a training of 7 to 10 days, and your team can run the store as well as anyone else can. So with that perception in mind, we started franchising from May 2017. Our first couple of franchisees actually did not come from Delhi, so we were lucky we found franchisees in Pune and Hyderabad. For the next 3-4 months, again, we focused on enabling our franchisees and understanding the challenges that would come up while we are franchising the brand. Once we understood that the business is manageable as long as you have a dedicated team, a passionate team who's willing to work side by side with the franchisee, support the franchisee, then we started aggressively franchising. So in the last 16-18 months, we have managed to recruit more than 100 franchisees. So today we are the largest laundry chain in India with 84 stores that are already live between 27 cities of India. We have another 34 stores that are under various stages of setup. So by end of March this year, we should be about 100 plus stores distributed between 35 plus cities in India. And all this has been achieved through the franchising manner. Now, for those of you who understand franchising, you would also know that McDonald's globally is the father of franchising. So when McDonald's started the business, initially they focused on running their own stores profitably. They acquired an existing business, converted it into McDonald's, and then started running those McDonald's stores. Once they also had reasonable confidence that we have created a system, we have created a process that is almost like assembly line, they decided to franchise. And nobody franchises better than McDonald's. If you go to a McDonald's, you would see that the way the entire business is set up, whenever you step inside any McDonald's in India or internationally, you would see that everything works like a smooth factory process. So if you order a fries, you would see that there is a guy who is cutting the slices, then there is a guy who's deep frying the fries, then it goes to another guy who puts them inside a paper package, and then it is delivered to you. So the entire process flows very smoothly from the time when you place the order for the first time at the counter till the time your product comes to you. So whether you're ordering a chicken burger, you're ordering a veg fries, or you're ordering a veg burger, you would, if you notice, you would always see that there is a very smooth assembly line precision that happens at McDonald's. Another fantastic example, and one of my favorites that I would like to talk about, is Subway. Subway is also a very smooth process. So the customer, when you go inside a Subway, they greet you, then they ask you for the kind of sub that you would like to order, the kind of bread that you would want to have, the kind of vegetables that you would like to get added to your sub, the sauces, everything is streamlined. He knows what questions to ask when. First, he would start off by asking you the kind of bread that you would like, whether you want a multigrain, whether you want an oregano. Once you have decided on that, then he would get into the next step where he would talk about the vegetables. And if you're having a non-veg burger, a non-veg sub, he would ask about whether you want chicken, whether you want bacon, whether you want ham, what all options are available. He would ask you. Then he would ask you the kind of sauces that need to be added, whether you want it grilled or not, and accordingly deliver it to you. So the training becomes very important in franchising, and that is what you would see the biggest brands in the world have implemented. When you come to India also, you would see that there are some very successful Indian brands that have done very well, not only in India, but internationally also. One name that is very famous is Sarvana Bhavan, which is a brand that started in Chennai. I'm not very sure how old it is, but I'm pretty sure it's more than 30-40 years old brand. They started off by perfecting their operations in Chennai. And once they decided that they need to venture out of Chennai, they started to franchise it out. And it is not a surprise that the amount of time and effort that has been invested in developing the franchise system for Sarvana Bhavan has helped them become the largest Indian chain internationally. So what is franchising? Franchising is basically one of the most common expansion channels for a lot of brands in India as well as internationally. Franchising is when you give your know-how, when you give your trainings, when you give your secret recipe to someone else. That someone would be an aspirational entrepreneur. He has certain investment capacity. He wants to invest in a business, but would like to learn and borrow someone's existing ideas. So all in all, that is what franchising is all about. You want to do something of your own. You are an enterprising individual. You are an enterprising company. But at the same time, you want to play it a little safe. So you want to inherit or you want to own an idea that has already been tried and tested in other parts of the world or even in the same city. When you're taking the franchise of a particular brand, you're literally also owning that brand. While you do not actually own stakes in the brand, or you do not actually own the brand, but that particular store that you have been awarded is your own store, and you're basically carrying the brand name for that particular store. So when you're becoming a franchisee, you are inheriting their systems, you're inheriting their processes, you're inheriting the all the legacy that that particular brand has developed over their own period of time. What you need is a mindset where you're prepared to work according to someone's guidelines. The biggest difference between an entrepreneur and a franchisee today is that an entrepreneur is working on his own ideas. The risk there is higher. Obviously, the reward is also higher. In franchising, if you're getting into franchising, then get into the franchising model only with the mindset that you would go exactly by what your brand or what your franchisor is prescribing. The brand or the franchisor has on his own invested a lot of time, a lot of effort and resources in building a franchise system and building a brand. They have already done their own mistakes. They have already taken a lot of learnings. So it only makes sense to go exactly as prescribed by your franchisor or your brand. Second thing is that you need to have an investment appetite. So depending on the kind of brand that you're investing in, different brands will require different kind of investment. There are a lot of franchise models, a lot of franchise formats. Some require a physical store, some do not require a physical store. Uclean, for example, we need a physical store. We need an area of about 300 square feet. We need you to invest in machines. Those machines would be placed at the store itself. And then from there, from that 300 square feet store, you would be servicing the customers that are living within 2 to 3 kilometer radius of your store. On the other hand, we have very recently acquired the rights of an American chain, which is a brand called ChemDry. And ChemDry globally is the largest surface cleaning brand in the world. They are present in 55 countries, and they have more than 5,000 franchisees spread across these 55 countries. When we are building this brand in India, this brand is going to work in a complementing manner to Uclean. So while Uclean is all about taking care of your clothes, ChemDry is about cleaning your homes. So the services that we're offering under ChemDry include services like cleaning your carpet, cleaning your sofa, deep cleaning your home, cleaning your kitchens, washrooms, and many other services that Uclean cannot offer. But the most important difference between Uclean and ChemDry is the format. So while Uclean is a business model which requires you to set up a physical store, ChemDry does not have this kind of a requirement. It is what I call the man and van model. All you need is a vehicle. The machines are put inside the vehicle. You have your team that sits inside the vehicle, and they move from one premise to another, carrying out the various services that are being requested. So all the services that we're offering under ChemDry are what I call the on-site services, which does not require you to set up a store. Rather, you just have a branded van which moves around from one premise to another. So likewise, franchising can have multiple formats. There are franchisee models which does not even require any kind of vehicle or any kind of a rental space. It's an online model. So the second thing that you need to be very sure about when you're investing in a franchisee is that you need to enjoy the format. If you're not someone who likes to sit physically at a store and interact with customers, then brands like Uclean or a brand like McDonald's or a brand like Subway is not the right fit for you. If you are someone who likes to move around, who likes to interact a lot with people, then a business model like ChemDry would make a lot of sense, because ChemDry does not tie you down to a premise. Then there are some very interesting business models which work on referrals also, and they have also been converted into franchise. So the idea from a brand perspective, it is also important to understand that while franchising looks sweet, franchising looks smooth, it is not as easy as it looks out to be. While it is very glamorous because it helps you quickly achieve scales, but recruiting a franchisee and getting him on board is always the easier part. The tougher part is the stickiness. How do you make sure that any franchisee that is coming on board your franchise system actually sticks to your system and there is no attrition? There have been a lot of international brands and Indian brands also that have grown very quickly through the franchising route, but have also suffered very badly over a period of time because the franchisees lose faith and trust in the system. So the idea is that as a brand, when you're deciding to franchise out, one thing you need to be really sure about is whether your model is franchisable or not. How difficult or how easy it is going to be to educate someone else to work and start offering the services with the same efficiency, with the same quality that you're offering. McDonald's has invested years and years of research, years and years of time and effort in building their franchise system before they became confident that it is possible for us to educate someone else on our business, on our training, and on our processes. And he would be able to offer consistently the same service that we are offering. So that is something that is easier said than done. When you're franchising, you need to have a team that whose only responsibility is to ensure that every franchisee in the system is also offering service of the same quality standards that you're yourself looking to offer. So that is one thing that is very important. The second thing is that if you have brought a franchisee on board, you need to honor every commitment that is being made to him. So whether it is commitment in terms of helping streamline operations, helping him set up project, helping him recruit manpower to run the store, supporting him with marketing, supporting him with day-to-day challenges that he might face, supporting them with technology or with your customer call center, all that needs to be in place before you go the franchising route. So these are a couple of things that make a lot of sense and a lot of importance from franchising. The moment you lose focus, or the moment you're not focusing enough on supporting your franchisees or offering these different kind of support to your franchise system would collapse. Most importantly, what I have felt over the last 2.5 years is that transparency is going to be very important. So if you feel that there are certain things that you can offer to your franchisees, and then there are certain things that you want your franchisee to own himself and invest in, then you need to make it very clear upfront. So before the franchise agreement, the legal document that binds the franchisor and the franchisee has been executed, make sure that expectation settings are right, and make sure that every discussion is very transparent. Roles and responsibilities, while they're always defined on paper in the franchise agreement, but roles and responsibilities need to be really agreed to. The franchisee needs to know what all he is required to bring to the table, what all would brand bring to the table, and how this journey would chart out over the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, depending on the tenure of the franchise agreement. Overall, I would just say franchising is a fabulous way to expand and grow your brand for two reasons that I mentioned upfront also. That instead of franchising out, if you start setting up your own stores or start setting up multiple units of your own business, it would require a lot of capital investment coming from you. The second is obviously because you are setting up multiple stores or you are setting up multiple units of your own business, you would need to have teams managing these independent units and independent stores, which would also make it operationally intensive. So franchising is interesting because it allows you to share the operational intensity, it allows you to share the capital investment that is required, but at the same time, making sure that the franchisees are there in the system and they continue to be with you in the system for the longest possible time. Franchise erosion should be very low. And at the same time, the franchisees should be supported to the best capabilities. And there should always be transparency. There should always be clear cut definition of roles and responsibilities. So, other than that, franchise is a fabulous model to grow. Make sure that the business model that you are building is easily replicable. If it's a business model that is complex, that is complicated, then franchising might not be the right path, because the person you are franchising it out to might not be able to grasp the technicalities or the complexities that your business brings. So that's it from my side. Happy to take up any questions you guys might have. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for your time. Hope this has been useful and this has given you some insights into how franchising works. Please feel free to connect with me independently. And thanks once again to Digital Hashtag team for creating a fantastic cross-learning platform. All the best.